forgot to hit record.
How you doing, Sarah? Julie.
Mr. Norton, there's a couple
Sure.
of kids that are coming in late, so maybe at the end of class, you'll have to post that link one more time.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Oh, look, it's all of the guys. It's good to see everybody. Oh, I wish it wasn't on the big screen, but oh well. All right,
What's up, Doug?
Doug, I'm telling you. All right, now the next thing I need you to go to, Mr. Norton, if you'll throw up that Zoom etiquette document now.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you've seen this at least twice already. I'm sure your first period teachers have something very similar.
Hold on, yeah.
When you're doing that kind of stuff, I'll manage the weight room. If you're having a hard time with that Google Doc, it's probably because you are not, Mr. Norton, we need the Zoom etiquette to be shared, not in the box.
Oh, you want to share it? Okay. In the share screen?
Yes.
Okay.
That Google Doc, you have to be logged into your school Google, I think, for it to work, kids. We know it works because the freshmen did it this morning. It's all the same code.
Can you make me a co-host, sir?
Oh, did you log off today?
I think I did. I might have. Sorry.
All right, there you go. Look, Emily looks like a DJ. Wiggy, wiggy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Looking good. All right, how about now, Mr. Norton? Are you ready?
I'm getting there. It's for, yeah. Okay. There we go.
Right.
All right. There we go.
Okay, so I'm sure you've heard this in all your other classes, but you're supposed to have your real name listed. For orchestra class, I also want you to put your instrument on there. So you see how mine says Jason Thibodeau viola. I need you to put violin, viola, cello, or bass because eventually we'll go into these breakout rooms. And when your name is listed, when your instrument's listed with your name, it helps me when we create the breakout rooms. So if you can go ahead and change your names now, that would be mucho fantastic. And while you're doing that, you're also looking, you can scroll up a little bit, Mr. Norton, there. When you're in your classes, they're telling you that they want to see your face. Well, in orchestra class, I need to see more than your face. I need to see your face and your instrument. So if you notice, I'm not sitting at my computer today. Hopefully, I never will. I'm just going to be standing and playing my instrument. All right, if you look down there, the chat is going off about how do we change our names. I believe you can right-click on your name and then change it from there. If somebody else has a better suggestion after changing your name, put it in the chat. That way we can all learn together. The next couple of things, stay muted. I think this class will end up having about 37 kids in it. So, Mr. Norton, you got ahead of me.
I'm sorry, sir.
So you are going to have to stay muted unless I call on you, and then we'll play. They're asking you to use these virtual backgrounds. I made 2 of them, and there's 2 that were pushed out. The idea is that so we don't see stuff that's going on behind you. I'm not going to use a virtual background because when I play my violin, it looks funny and it gets all distorted. So it may end up being the same thing for you guys, is that you can't use a virtual background because I won't be able to see your instruments. The real idea is just to make sure that, you know, there's not like a wild, crazy animal running around behind you or anything bizarre like that, okay? Then we'll go on to the next part, Mr. Norton, down there at the bottom. Of course, be on time. Hey, you got to be dressed. In the spring, we had some interesting things where kids were showing up in their pajamas or in their swimsuits and that kind of stuff. So you can tell, right? I got my suit on. Thank you, Mio Mayo. Appreciate your comments. I expect you guys to be fully dressed for class as well. Be mindful of what is behind you during your Zoom. So make sure there's nothing random going on. And then the last part of our Zoom etiquette is about distractions and your place where you are. You're going to need to have room to play your instrument. So like I'm in the middle of the big orchestra room. I've laid out everything so I have enough space. You're going to have a music stand. you won't be able to put your music on your pillow and play like you normally would. So if you don't have a music stand, you can come check one out from Mr. Norton. We've got more than enough stands to help everybody out. I'm going to check that chat real quick. Click the 3 dots in the, oh, there you go. All right. So Noel, does that help? Everybody's good now? All right, Mr. Norton. Oh, very good, Gabe. All right, can we swap over to the form now? Okay, kids, so I need to collect a little bit of information from you. I have some of it, but this will be updated stuff. So Mr. Norton's gonna send out what's called a student information link. All right, and it's a Google form. I just need you to fill that out real quick. It'll take 2 or 3 minutes. Aiden, are you in the wrong class?
This is my 3rd period.
You should be in 4th period, correct? Like last year?
Unless I'm horribly mistaken. No, yeah, this is my 3rd period.
Okay, so you're in the wrong, your schedule is incorrect. You need to make note and have it changed to 4th period, okay?
Okay.
Just like last year.
I was in 6th period last year.
Last year you were at Madison.
For the most part, I mean, I was still there at the beginning.
All right, we'll see if we can't see if we can get you swapped over there, all right?
Okay.
All right, so it looks like Mr. Norton put that, whatever that thing's called, that Google form. So right now everybody's filling out this student information form. While you're filling that out, Mr. Norton is also going to put a second form in there, and it's going to be about instruments. Most of us, hopefully everybody has an instrument, because we told people that you could keep your instrument over the summer as long as you're returning. So if you don't have an instrument and you need one, Mr. Norton's going to put that form in there, and you can fill out the instrument checkout form, and he can get you an instrument. If you're having a hard time getting to these links from the Zoom application for the Zoom chat, you can always go to my teacher website. All of the links are posted there. Look at Melanie. Her room, she looks like she's going to have a rave. Heck yeah. It's all purple. Yeah. There you go. We're going to have some parties.
Sorry, Mr. T, it's only for thugs.
Hey, oh, I was a thug. I could be a thug.
Gabby's a thug.
I could be a thug. Can I do this?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
The thug life chose me.
It's the thugs that eat ramen every day. Remember that?
Oh, yes. Is that what you have for lunch?
Ramen?
Yeah, I had PB&J.
That's cool.
We're going to go to the, don't worry, Sarah, you're just getting ahead of us a little bit. All right, Mr. Norton, why don't you go ahead and share your screen and we'll go over the teacher website.
Okay.
Kiddos, if you want to follow along on your computers, that's fine. Or if you just want to watch your screen, either way will work for us. But we've made a little bit of changes to Mr. Thibodeau's website. All right, so the most up-to-date information is going to be found on the front page. So like the link to our Zoom classes is right there at the top. I don't know if I'm going to make a new Zoom link for every single day of every single class. I think that's a little redundant. So we'll probably just stick with the same link. That way it's the same every day. This morning, we had some problems. Launchpad died, the thing that you guys use to get signed in. So that's the workaround. So if you ever go to log in and it doesn't work, that link will help you. Google Classroom died this morning. So that link is supposed to help you get around that. Then you can see the backgrounds are there. There's a thing that says, do you need an instrument? Click here. Okay, so now off to the left-hand menu, there's a new tab that says Orchestra Class Periods. You can click on that. It kind of tells you a little bit about what's there. And then you click on third period. And here's everything you need. There's the Zoom Classroom link. There's the classroom code for Google Classroom. What I'd like you to all do right now is to click on the Remind link, and let's get you signed up for the new Remind codes, because they are different than last year's. Mr. Norton, will you go to the Remind page and open up the code from there?
Mhm. I was just there.
No. To the left. No, to the,
Sorry.
where it says text reminders.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, and then there's your codes. See where it says third period? All right, that's good, Gabe. I'm glad you got it done. All right, Mr. Norton, if you can go ahead and go back. Guys, these codes are up on my website. They never come down. So if you didn't get it, you can go there. Sometime this week, I need you to go in and sign up for your Flipgrid classroom. That's just like we did last year. Also, your Smart Music classroom code. Remember, we did that in the spring. That's your new code for your Smart Music. And then, Mr. Norton, if you'll click on that Announcements tab. Instead of sending out lengthy emails, we're just going to make YouTube videos, and this is just a simple playlist of announcements. So this link is there, and it's also posted on my homepage. You can go back, Mr. Norton. And then where it says third period WCO YouTube, that's another playlist. It's empty right now because we haven't had any classes. But my goal is that at the end of every day, I will turn these Zoom videos into YouTube videos and then post them there. So if for whatever reason you can't go to class that day, hopefully you will, we'll all be here. But if you have to miss class because you have an orthodontist appointment or something, you can always go back and check that YouTube channel and see what we did in class. Cool? All right, Mr. Norton, we're going to swap and go to our Google Classroom next. So Orchestra, if you could follow along and open up your Google Classroom, that would be fantastic. And then if you miss that code, I just put the code down in the box, in the chat. One of the bad things about this is I have a real hard time telling if we're all in the same place or if I'm going too fast. So if I need to slow down, don't be afraid to use that chat box and be like, yo, T, slow down. All right, so we're going to walk you through this first thing that's on the stream. No worries, Raven, we got you. All right, so as you look at the stream, the first thing is that introduction letter that went out through the email. The next list, I don't know if you guys remember, but at the beginning of every year, we have all these forms you have to sign and return and all that stuff. Well, obviously, we're not going to send home a form. So this link is going to be how you turn the forms in. All the forms are on my teacher website. You can go turn them into PDFs. You can sign them with your finger on your iPad, save them, and send them back in that Google form. As you scroll down, the next thing is the unison exercises. This is the music that we need for class. So you can either take these documents and save them on your desktop, or you can print them out. Either way, it doesn't really matter to us. As long as when we start class, you have your music. I printed mine just because my screens are pretty busy right now between all the sharing and all that nonsense. So these are PDFs. You just click on them. It looks pretty. It's not exactly like what we did in the past. Oh, I can't click because it's Mr. Norton's screen. But it's just the same unison exercises that we've been doing. Oh, he's going to click on one just so you can see what it looks like. See? Nothing new, same kind of stuff. All right, Mr. Norton, that's good.
Oops.
As we scroll down in our Google Classroom, if you're following along on your own computer, the next thing are a bunch of YouTube videos that talk about tuning. I think tuning is kind of going to be the hardest thing for some of us that aren't used to tuning our own instruments. So some directors and myself made some YouTube videos, just kind of, this is a good place to start how to tune your instrument. So if you're having a hard time, feel free to check out one of those videos. As you scroll down, there's a thing that's called Metesky 22. That's the etude that you need for class, all right? So again, you can either save that to your desktop or you can print it out. Either way, I don't care, as long as when I'm ready to start, you've got some music to read off of, okay? So far you've had to print the unison and the Metesky. And then the very last thing that you need to print is next on your deal, and it's called Scales, NEISD, and then your instrument. So you click... You can click on one of those, you print them out, save them, whatever you want to do. That way you have your music. Looks like Gabe's already printed his out. Good job, boss man. Okay. Now, if you click over on the classwork tab, you have a couple of different topics. The first one is attendance. So if you do miss class at 11 o'clock, no, what is this? This class starts at 1:15. So if you miss class, but you do our class at like 8 o'clock at night, that link is how you take attendance. It's just like what you did already. The next part says performance assignments. That's like your playing test. It's not a big deal. Performing assignment is a playing test. The first one is on Flipgrid. So when you click on it, it's pretty vague because I haven't set up the Flipgrid yet. But it'll be the D or G major scale using Flipgrid. The next thing is your composition assignment. Mr. Norton, if you want to click on that for me. Oh, it doesn't show all of it. So every 2 weeks, you'll have a composition assignment. The first one is due not this Friday, but next. And it says, write an 8-measure melody for your instrument. And the keys is C, G, or D. And then you can use whole note, half note, quarter note, or eighth notes. And then if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know what kind of software to use, you click on the YouTube link. And I went through it step by step of how to use Noteflight. And Noteflight is a free piece of software to help you write music. So you'll be okay with that. Don't let that get you too worried. But that's not this week. That's due next week. If you want to keep going now, Mr. Norton, we'll go to the listening assignments. Each week, you'll have a listening assignment. Can you scroll up so we can see it? So the YouTube video is what you need to watch. This week, it's only 6 minutes. And then you'll click on the form. And I think the question is, there is something unique about this orchestra. What did you notice? So it's not like we're not asking you to do a choral analysis of whatever, something super high tech. It really is, you just kind of watch it and you submit your answers after that. That listening assignment is due on Friday. You'll have one of those every week. Okay? I'm going to check the chat box for any questions. Alrighty. Mr. Norton, I think that is good.
Okay.
Okay, Noel, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me what I need to do. Mr. Norton, stop sharing and we'll let Noel ask us.
I'm trying to find out, like, because I can't sign in to Remind, like, it's not doing my school email or anything, and I'm trying to, like, sign up to the Remind code. Like, I went on your teacher website, but it's not doing anything.
Okay, so I think, does anybody remember what the phone number is for Remind? It's like 111010, something like that.
It's 81010.
Oh, 81010. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Noel. So that'll be the phone number you text. And then the code is what was posted on the website, and you can text that code to that number. And that should help with the remind stuff. Any other questions about all that stuff? I know it's a lot, guys, but for you, it's not all very new.
I have a question.
Sure, go for it.
Me. Will we have like class time to do the assignments
Class
in like Google Classroom, or will they be like on around?
The listening assignment you can do whenever you want. The one where you watch the YouTube.
Okay, and then like.
And then the composition assignment, I'll probably help us in class, but but we won't necessarily do it in class. Because not every day, we won't play our instruments every day for an hour. Okay? If some of this is too much, you can always rewatch the video as well. We have 3 things we're doing. We have our playing tests, and then there's a listening assignment, and then there's also going to be a little composition every other week. So try not to panic too much. You're going to be just fine. It'll be fine, okay? You just may get tired of watching YouTube videos. All right, Mr. Norton, can you guys see my cell phone?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. So we all need some. I think somebody just belched. We're all going to need some sort of tuner and a metronome. If you look at mine, this is the Tonal Energy app that I probably talk about way too much. So as I play, you can see I'm a little bit sharp. But no matter what I do, I'm always, because I don't have fine tuners, I'm going to loosen my peg first. So the note's going to get lower. See, it's really, really low. Now I'm going to work my way up. If you can get within a plus or minus 2 or 3, you're doing pretty good. And the better it is, the bigger the smiley face, right? That app is called Tonal Energy. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. And I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Noel, Leon, unmute and tell me what kind of app you have for tuning.
For tuning, I used to have this other app. It was like, I think it was just called Tuner, but I'm downloading the Tune thing right now.
All right, it does cost money. That Tonal Energy is about $4, so you don't have to have it, but it has the metronome and all that kind of stuff. Carla, what kind of tuner do you have, kiddo? Carla,
Aaron,
what do you have?
I have a manual tuner.
Oh, cool. Like what we have at school, right? She disappeared.
Yeah, I have this.
Okay, very nice. Bloomer, what do you have? She's not gonna answer.
I have the Tonal Energy.
Oh, very
I
cool.
have the Tonal Energy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're gonna. Your Wi-Fi must be maxed out, huh?
I'm sorry. I have siblings, so.
It's all good. It's
Tell
all
them to stop watching Netflix, bro. They're at school.
good. Let's see. Who else? Julie Barraza. What kind of app do you have for tuning?
I just have it's just a tuner app, but I'll get Tonal Energy.
Well, you don't have to. As long as you've got a tuner and a metronome, it's fine. See who else is on here. Sarah, Sarah. What kind of app do you have?
I have energy.
Oh. Hey, Blaley, Megan, whatever your name is.
I knew you were gonna call me. I have the Total Energy.
All right, very cool.
Dang, everyone has tonal energy, man.
All right, so now what I'm gonna ask you guys to do is to use your apps, use whatever you need, and let's get our instruments in tune. Once you're done tuning, have your scales ready to go, and we're gonna play through our scales, okay?
Mr. Thibodeau,
Yes.
my cello, I popped a string. Do I buy one or do I go to school?
You can buy one, and then Mr. Norton or I will put it on. Okay?
Okay.
But you have to schedule an appointment because you're not allowed out of your car. So you
Okay.
schedule an appointment with Mr. Norton, and then when you get here, Mr. Norton and I will go out to the parking lot. We'll fix your cello real quick, and then we'll sanitize it and we'll give it back to you. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, it works.
Cool. All right. No, of course, kiddo. It's a little weird, but we want to be safe. All right, so everybody get tuned up, and then get
Hey,
your
Mr. C.
yes.
I have to leave. I have an orthodontist appointment, but I'll get on Wednesday.
Okay, and I'll try to post the rest of the video online tonight. I have to learn how to convert the files, but I'll get it figured out. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, it's good to see you, kiddo.
Good to see y'all too. Bye.
So right now we're tuning, and once you're done tuning, you're getting out the scales, either the hard copy that you printed, or you can always go to the Google Classroom and open up the file inside of Google Classroom.
Mr. Thibodeau,
Yes.
I have a question.
Sure.
So, like, I'm moving already. Like, I think by next week. I already started packing, and by accident, I packed my tuner. So I need to figure out. Do you guys have any recommendations of like free tuner apps?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll put it to you this way: if anybody has a free tuner app that they like, will you write down what it is and put it in the chat? And that way we can all kind of see what everybody's using.
The one that Mr. Norton uses for the cellos really works well, and it's free.
Cool.
I don't know what it's named, but yeah.
All right.
Called Pano Tuner.
Let's put it in the chat.
I just did.
That way we'll remember it, hopefully.
Maya, you're leaving? You didn't tell me?
I'm saying I'm just going to a different house. I have like.
I muted you.
SMH, Maya.
Okay, all right. So hopefully we're all ready to go. Now, so we're looking at that D major scale like we always play. Mr. Norton, how's that metronome? Can you hear it?
Yes, it's good.
All right. So how we're going to start off, you obviously can't hear each other, but you should be able to hear the metronome and you should be able to hear myself. So I'll count off and then we'll start together and you go. And then Mr. Norton and I are kind of watching to see if everybody's participating, make sure nobody's lost. If somebody is lost, we'll kind of get caught up. So here we go. This is the half note part of our D major scale. Here we go. Blow on the string. 1, 2, ready, and. let's stop for a second. So hopefully, it's super duper weird, right, to play like that. So you need to play with what you hear. Don't play with what you see on your screen. Bloomer, go ahead. What's your question?
I was
Yeah.
just confused on where we were, but I found it.
Okay, all right, no worries. All right, we're all kind of
Yeah.
like, so,
I'm all good now.
oh, excelente. All right, so we're going to try it again. Same thing. We're doing the half note part of the D major scale. Try to play with what you hear, not with what you see, because I think we all know that our Wi-Fi and internet is not as good as we wish it was. All right, so here we go. Same kind of thing, the D major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, how are we doing over there? Can you give me maybe a thumbs up if life is okay? If it's kind of making sense. So we're not actually playing at the same time, but we're kind of playing together. It's kind of a weird deal. All right, now the next thing I need you to go to is that Metesky etude. I will. Show it to you real quick. This is the one. Uh-oh. Are you seeing the etude? Mr. Norton, is the etude showing or is my tuner showing?
It's the etude.
All right, so this is what we're looking at next, guys. If you look at the top left-hand corner, that's where you would set your metronome, right? It says a quarter note equals 80. But today, because we're all a little rusty, we're going to start at 60. So 60 is kind of slow. We should be all right. Stop that. So again, it'll be one of those things where you kind of follow me, but we're not all playing together. So it'll sound. All right. So here we go. I'll count us off. The metronome's still going good, Mr. Norton? All right, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. All right, so we just did line 1. That's kind of what we normally do. Let's do that again. Same thing, line 1. 1, 2, 3. Now the next part is, some of you are going to be brave. All right, Robin, I want you to go first. Play your scale for me. I mean, play the first line of the etude. It'll be okay, I promise. I'm going to watch you on the big screen.
Okay.
You can do it, Robin. Woohoo! at all. Let's see. Julie Barraza.
I have a question.
What's up?
How do I like pull up the Metesky while having like the Zoom on?
You'll probably have to minimize the Zoom. You know what the minimize thing looks like, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool.
All right, give that a try. All right, very cool. All right. Layden, why don't you give it a swing for us on that big bad bass? Oh, yeah, see? Layden's got a wireless mouse. Yeah, good job.
The only problem is my computer won't allow me to minimize my screen and play and see my music while still on Zoom.
Okay, well, let's give it a try and see what happens. Do you have it printed out? Okay, well, let's give it a try and see what happens. Do you have it
No, I do not. So I can't have Zoom open. Like I can still have it live, but I can't have like the screen showing while I'm playing.
Oh, well, that's good. Just do the minimizing thing. That way we can just hear you play. It'll be all right. Oh, that's good.
Okay.
All right. Good job, kiddo. So I wanted to do this today because this is going to be kind of how we play during class. It'll be a lot of listening to me or listening to Mr. Norton, especially this first week. And you'll be playing along, and then we'll do little spot checks as we go. It's a very slow process. It's not fast like we normally do in class. What I need you guys to have ready for class on Wednesday is when we went to that teacher website, you were signed into the Zoom link, obviously. Make sure you've done your stuff in the Google Classroom. And then you need to go in and make sure you have the right class period for Flipgrid and the correct class period for Smart Music. You're going to need to find some free tuner and some free metronome. So that's kind of a lot to do in between now and Wednesday. Does that make sense? So what we've been doing in most of our classes is we've been stopping a little bit early. And along with that, you need to print out your scales, the unison exercises, and the Metesky etude. You'll need to have access to those three. Either print them out or have them so that you can play and see them at the same time. So a lot of login stuff to do and a lot of printing out to do. Mr. Norton and I will hang out online for a little while. If you have any questions, we'll chill out here. My hope is that starting next week, we can start doing breakout rooms. So if you remember last year, like all the violins went into a room and Miss Joshi helped you, or I helped you, or Mr. Norton, I'd like to start doing that next week. It'll be a little weird because we'll be in the breakout rooms, but that'll kind of be what we're going to do. As far as assignments that are due, the only thing that's due this week is the listening. All that's on your Google page. If you want to start playing with your composition, that would be a good idea. That's due next Friday. And then on Monday, you're going to submit a Flipgrid recording of you playing the scales. And we'll set that up. I didn't want to freak you out just yet, but you guys have been playing those scales for at least a year now. So most of us will be pretty good with those scales. All right. So if you have questions, let us know. Otherwise, we will see you on Wednesday.
Mr. T, I have a question.
Hey, what's up, Gabby?
Hi. Okay, so is your smart music codes and the Flipgrid codes on your Google Classroom? I mean, not your Google Classroom, your teacher website?
They're on my teacher website.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want me to show you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. You understand, or yes,
yeah,
I should.
You can show me.
Okay. All right. Mr. Norton, is it showing up?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
All right. So you go to where it says orchestra class periods, and then you go to third period. And this is all of the stuff that you need.
Okay.
Like there's our Zoom link, our Google Classroom code. This is your smart music code. This link takes you to the Flipgrid. See, and you just sign in right away with that. Oh Lord, I have to move all this. Okay. Now I think the remind link may be a little goofy. So you can always go to where it says text reminders. And then this link also has it spelled out separately.
Okay.
There's an entire page for smart music. And it goes through smart music. Each one of these is, uh-oh, yikes, I'm so sorry. There you go. So the smart music page goes through it, and there's lots of links, YouTube videos of how to sign in. There's a Flipgrid page. It's the same thing. It gives you instructions. Okay, when you click on the link, it gives you some instructions on how to get everything set up.
Okay.
Gabby, does that help a little bit?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Awesome. Very good. It's good to see you, kiddo. Anybody else?
Later, y'all.
See you later. It's good to see everybody. Adrian, you're gonna contact your counselor about changing your schedule?
Yes, I'm writing the email right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I probably called you Adrian. I'm sorry. I meant Aiden. Sorry.
Question actually.
What's up, Mio Mayo?
Where again do we find the music we have to play, like the printout?
All right, check this out. I'm gonna share my screen with you again. All right, kiddo. So this is your Google Classroom. Mr. Norton, is it showing correctly?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you go to your Google Classroom and you scroll down. Mio Mayo, are you following along?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you see where it says you will need these unison exercises for class? Please print them.
Oh yes, got it.
Okay. So you'll need to print. Now you don't have to print all four. You just need the violin one.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. And then you scroll down a little bit more and it says beginning unison etude needed for class. So again, you just click on the violin one and that's what you need to print out.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the last thing you need are the scales. Yes, here are our scale patterns. You may want to print them out so you can write in fingerings. So again, that's the three things: the unison exercises, the Metesky etude, and your scale. Groovy?
Thank you.
Of course. Anybody else? Julie, you feeling okay? I like the new hairdo. Aiden, your chair looks like you're driving a race car.
Yeah.
There you go. Gabe, you been doing all right? Awesome. Very cool. Sarah, what about you? You're surviving? Very cool. Oh, hey, look. It's Claudia. Yeah, I used to could do that. Run my finger through my hair.
Like your little bun on top.
Mr. Norton,
Yes, ma'am.
is it fine if I go when I finish my next class?
When you finish your next class, what?
Can I go and bring you the string and the instrument?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. I have another class right now, and then after that, we can go ahead and do it. So let's make it
Yeah.
around.
That's
Yep.
what I was saying.
Hey, kiddo, you can send us a text using the remind.
Okay.
All right, and then it'll go to my phone, but I'll let Mr. Norton know.
Okay.
That way, when you pull up in the parking lot, he can go run out there and grab it real quick, change the string, and then bring it back to you. Cool.
Cool.
All right. All right. Does anybody else have any questions? If you don't have any questions, I'm gonna stop my video. We leave the Zoom on all day long, but I'm gonna go wash my face and use the men's room, and I'll be right back. And wash my hands. Look, I got some lemon eucalyptus kind of, so I'm all fresh and clean. All right, guys. It was good to see everybody.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Hey, Mr. Norton,
Yes, ma'am.
may I talk to you for a second?
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. What's up?
First, I want to apologize for my screen. I got a new laptop yesterday, and I was trying to fix the screen, and it wouldn't work. And it says that it's on, but I don't see myself, and I apologize.
No worries. It's all good. Yeah, I know it's a new computer, so you just got to figure it out. That's all.
I'm gonna call someone later today and ask
Okay.
him if he could help. Also, I have a question about my class.
Mm-hmm.
It says that I'm in Orchestra 2 again. Should I be in Orchestra 3 because I'm a junior?
That is a good question. I'm thinking, you know what, that type of question would be for Mr. T, because he knows more about it than I do.
Well, I wanted to ask him as well, but
Right.
he had to go do stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to stop you.
No, that's fine. I mean, if you want to hold on for a few minutes, he'll be back and you can ask him a question.
Okay, so I can wait here for a little bit.
Yeah, not a problem.
It feels awkward because I can see you, but you can't see me. And it's just,
Yeah. And I can't show you what I caught.
I can, no. So how was your quarantine summer?
Boring.
I feel that.
Yeah, it was boring. I couldn't do much of anything. The only thing I could do was walk my dog. That's about it.
Same. I got a new hobby because of this quarantine though.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I'm now doing 3D puzzles, 3D crystal puzzles. And I have like 20 or 25 now.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're really
Oh, I like
hard
fun.
too. So it worked my brain and I love it.
Awesome.
I have like 4 waiting for me to do though.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to go do my thing and I'll be right back. And if he comes back, you can talk to him. Okay?
Yeah,
All right. Good to see you. Well, sort of.
good to see you too.
Yeah. Charlotte has a question when you go over there.
What's up, Charlotta?
Duncan, get out. Sorry. First I want to apologize for my screen being off. I'm trying to fix it. I just got a new laptop, so it's not cooperating like it should be.
All right.
And then secondly, I have a question about my class. my class schedule says that I'm in orchestra 2, but shouldn't I be in orchestra 3 because I'm a junior?
Those your junior doesn't, your grade level doesn't have anything to do with the orchestra that you are in.
Okay.
You think you should have been put in sixth period?
I believe so, but if not, I'm okay with it. As long as I get to play my violin with the orchestra, I'm good.
Yeah, Charlotte, I will look and see what our results were at the end of last year
Mm-hmm.
and see which orchestra you were submitted for, okay?
Okay.
I would tell you to check the Google Classroom from last year, but I've already archived last year's Google Classroom, so all of that is put away. You don't have access anymore.
Oh,
But I think I have access to it, so I can go in there and double check.
okay.
That make
Thank you.
sense? All right, kiddo. We'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Oh, I will.
Bye.
Hey, Mr. Norton.
Sure.
When you walk away, make sure you mute that camera.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just, oh, you know what? And I got to stop our recording.